Good morning again, YouTube. We are back in Lake Tahoe again, and I have a special guest with me today. You might know him as Chris Vanway. I know him as Mr. Dad. And so he pretty much just came up for the weekend to come do this Xterra with me, and that's what we're doing. You know, get transition area set up and get ready to race in the freezing cold waters.
Yeah, we said we let it go, but we settled for the last. Couldn't let you want it though. Who am I to let you down? No, who am I to let you down? If you let me walk away, maybe then we'd lose it all. No.
Well, we finished with the try about an hour or so ago. We're just sitting in the back of the Sullivan lounging right now because that was probably the most difficult triathlon I've ever done. Actually, it definitely was. So I'll do a poll real quick up in the corner right there. Do you like hearing the full race reports or just kind of the end results? And right now you're about to get the full race report, so the poll doesn't really matter this time, but maybe next time I'll take your vote into account. So the swim was actually pretty warm, much warmer than last time. Almost didn't even need a wetsuit, which was pretty surprising. But for some reason, I guess it was the altitude, it kept getting to me and I could never really catch my breath during the swim. So not the best swim ever, but I never expect to have the best swim ever. Then we got onto the bike, and the bike was very difficult. We climbed up 1,500 feet in 2 miles, the first 2 miles actually, and kept going up basically. We went up a total of almost 4,000 feet, and pretty much the entire bike ride was uphill, and we had the last little bit was downhill on a fire road, so not a very fun bike at all. It was very difficult, and by the time we got to the run, not only me but almost everyone around me was running like 11 and 12 minute paces. Everyone was hurting. It was a very long bike ride and very difficult. So I still ended up 16th overall with a time of 3 hours and 17 minutes, and I got first place in my age group, so not complaining about that. OMC, how did you do?
It was the most difficult race I've ever done in my life. If you would have told me there's a mountain that only goes up and never goes down, I would have never believed it. But come to Lake Tahoe and ride this mountain bike course, it only goes up and you will be dead. Oh yeah, it goes down a little bit at the end, but ignore that because it's only up. It was terrible. Toughest race ever. We survived it. Surprisingly, I guess because I'm old and I beat all the other old men, I got first place in my age group. Beat a bunch of old guys. Guess that's where it's at. Pretty happy about that though, first place.
So we come back with 2 first places, And actually, I think my dad's time was 3 hours and 49 minutes. So there's a very big difference between my time and his time, even though we both didn't do too good. So I beat him by 30 minutes, and they had people that beat me by 40 minutes. So I'd say they're like upper middle pack, I guess. So now probably gonna go get something to eat because, you know, I'm with my dad and that's all he does. So see you later. So it took a little bit of convincing, but I convinced OMC to come on a little walk slash hike with me. So we're gonna walk up to the top of this mountain. Should be a pretty easy hike, and we'll see what it looks like. Well, it's Sunday now, folks, as you might not have been able to tell since I'm wearing the same clothes. But we just woke up from the truck stop, stayed at a pretty small truck stop, and yeah, had a pretty good night in the van. I wanted to show you guys the latest update to the Sully van, and that is the folding bed in the back. So this is where my dad's been sleeping. And as you can tell, he has all his stuff on there, but it does fold up and hooks up there, so it takes up minimal room. And yeah, just wanted to show you guys that I got it built, and it turned out pretty good, I think. Still need to replace these straps with something else, like a chain or something, but it's working for now. So now we're on our way to go do another mountain bike ride and slowly start heading back to Shafter. So keep you updated with how the ride goes.
Sometimes when you're here, I can feel no doubts, 'cause you keep me where the stars are found. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter, 'cause I feel so free now. It doesn't really matter.
So we're riding back up the road right now to get back to the van. I ended up doing a lot longer of a ride than we had expected, because we met up with some guys on the trail and they told us what the most fun way down was. So we did that. And I'm gonna say overall, probably give the trails a 9 out of 10. If it was just a little bit moister dirt, so I had a little more traction, not so dusty, it would have been pretty nice. Dad, what do you think about the trails?
The trails were incredible. I love the way they flow. Not as much climbing as yesterday, so I love that. And I give them 10 out of 10.
We're just gonna keep riding back up on this road to get back to the van, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. So we're driving back from the mountain bike trail right now, and we drove over this bridge, and it says on that green sign, Forest Hill Bridge, California's highest bridge. So we're gonna do a little bit of walking to go see how tall this bridge really is. We're walking back to the van right now. A little bit of a walk to get down there, and don't know if it was worth it yet or not. Also forgot to ask you guys about this second pole up there in the corner again. Do you care about which camera version I use whenever I go mountain biking? And if so, which one's your favorite one? So that'll also be it for this weekend. Next weekend I'll be back to just me most likely, so you can leave a comment and say bye to OMC. I'll see you next weekend.